Hey, and welcome to another one of my videos. Today I'm just going to be talking about school and what helped me. Yeah, and just really on that, to be honest with you. And then if you've got any questions, then just do drop them in the comments section. So, something that really helped me, and I'm saying this that I experienced, but I think would be really good for others on the autism spectrum, is that when I went from junior school to secondary school, the two schools were very good about liaising with each other, as they were with my parents as well. Because that transition from primary school to secondary school was tough. You know, it was jumping up another level. The work was different. You were going to be coming across lots of new kids that you hadn't come across before, sort of thing, and some familiar faces that obviously you were at primary school with. So something that I was able to do was go to the secondary school in advance of starting, which was really helpful. So what happened was I got shown like the classroom, like the lunch hall, where I'd have my lessons, the grounds where I'd hang out at lunchtime, for example. And that was just helpful to become familiar with the environment in advance of the time itself when I actually started secondary school. So that was really helpful. And then the thing that was obviously new then when I started was coming across so many different kids, but at least I was kind of familiar with the grounds of the school. So I definitely encourage, if there's that chance, to have your child have a look around the school, the secondary school, in advance of starting. If that's at all possible, I would definitely encourage that. And I do believe that secondary schools should be open to that, to cater for the children's needs and to help them be less nervous, anxious to come the time of starting secondary school. And if I could help in any way with that, then I would, for sure. So if you need some kind of help there, I'll see what I can do for you, sort of thing. And then at secondary school as well, I had help in the classes, but what I found was, with liaising, particularly with my mum, was that with the Senko that was in charge of like the special needs department, there's actually an autism department now at the school I'm at, and there is at other schools as well, which is brilliant. So it shows how far schools have come on now. The fact that there are like autism related units that can help those on the spectrum. But obviously it was a special needs department at the time, and kind of the point that my mum made to the Senko was that, and this was feedback I obviously spoke about with my mum, and I perhaps touched on it a little bit with the Senko myself, was that with help, I didn't want it necessarily to be obvious and always aimed at me. So for the helper in the class to help others as well as me, so it didn't feel like it was just like aimed at me, and so others would see that as well. So it just wasn't obvious like me all the time, and it was sort of me and others. And then any concerns I had in the classroom, my mum would raise them with the Senko. And then sort of like further into secondary school, later on into secondary school, I would say be able to raise an issue with the Senko directly. So there was progress there in the respect I could go to the Senko direct, and it wasn't always my mum having to tell the Senko my concerns, and it would be dealt with in a sort of a respectful manner and in a way that would kind of be mentioned to the teacher without necessarily bringing more attention on me. So I think that's kind of what I wanted to touch on, really. And yeah, I mean, secondary school for me was tough because, for me, I was quite shy, so I got picked on. Not really so much physically, more like verbally, because I was quite quiet and couldn't really stand up for myself then. But obviously, now I've grown up, I feel I can stand up to most people. and try to give my side of the story on matters. And yeah, obviously, I see how far I've come, so I believe if needed, I will stand up for myself. So I think that covers it, but any questions, any advice, just drop them in the comment section. I do hope this video has helped. Yeah, and I think that's a wrap. But I'm happy to answer any questions. But that's given you a bit of an idea how it was for me at school and things that kind of like came into play and how I was catered for as well. So yeah, I will look to do another video in the near future, but take care. God bless.